February 10th, a workout breakdown, chest day, everybody's apparent favorite day. Starting you guys off with just a regular decline press. So again, get your big lift out of the way, the primary lift out of the way. It's also not flat bench because I wanted to use it in the next part that you can see right there. But again, decline press, this is an excellent opportunity. I'll throw it out there for anybody who watches this. Like, you have 28 minutes right here, assuming you start on time, which I know a lot of people are still warming up and ramping their weights. The decline press, if you're doing 5 sets, should take you about 8 to 10 minutes. If you're doing 4 sets, obviously you can shave like a full 2 minutes off of that. But because you're starting with it, and you guys are not used to that, you should be able to move a lot of weight. Like, at minimum, like, I think most people, if you're comfortable with the line of motion and the movement in itself, you should be able to use your normal flat bench weight. And I do think there's probably quite a few of you out there that have an opportunity to move more weight than your flat bench if you ever want to give that a go. So this could be an opportunity if you're somebody that always felt really powerful and strong in decline to give it a go and let it rip. And worst case scenario, it doesn't work. You can always go down in weight. But again, we're going to do a lot of volume in the next part. So you do want to really take advantage of this and kind of load up if possible. Again, under the assumption you're comfortable with the decline press. The AMRAP ladder at the bottom. We did this like a couple weeks ago, the rowing portion of this, the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Now, again, like I had said, if it takes you 8, 10 minutes to do the decline, under the assumption you start the ladder with 20 minutes to go, which honestly, if I had to vote, I would think that most people don't start with 20. They start with less than 20 minutes to go on the ladder. If you're even rowing like 12 calories a minute, 150 calories, like you're talking 12, 13 minutes of rowing right there. You're already down to less than 7 minutes left. So, I do want you to take that into consideration when you go to start this and you're choosing your weight. But you're going to do 50 calories rowed, 50 high bench push-ups. So you guys can see that this is a progressional push-ups as we work our way down. We'll go high bench, low bench, and then a walkout push-up. It's not a regular push-up because it's only 10. So we need to make it a little bit more challenging and throw a walkout push-up under the assumption, again, that you make it there. But high bench, low bench, like, there still should make contact on the bench. And when you guys are setting yourselves up on the bench, you still want your hands in the same place, your chest in the same place, everything in the same place. You're just doing it on the bench. I know the bench does throw a lot of people off a lot of times, but nothing should change from your regular push-up. Don't be afraid to put your chest up and over the bench so you guys do make contact. And your point of contact is that bench every time. If you're not making contact with the bench, like, we want to work on making contact with the bench. There's a few exceptions in where that may not happen, but for most of us, there should be some level of contact on the bench for both high and low. The floor pressing 40 and 20, apologies. You'll do that, after the round of 40 calories and after the round of 20 calories, which means you're doing 60 total floor presses. Again, knowing now that you probably don't have a ridiculous amount of time, this isn't something that you want to be doing sets of like 6 and 8 with. Like, you guys want to be aiming for that 10 to 12 rep count range. I would pick those weights. Again, assuming that you feel comfortable getting the weights up on the floor. I know that can be an issue for a lot of us. We haven't learned how to do it comfortably, although it's not super comfortable for anybody, to be honest. Even it's like kind of awkward, especially if I go at a certain weight. But 60 total floor presses. Again, assuming you do them all, you guys probably can hang out in that 50% range and just kind of go for those 10 to 12 rep count range. And maybe round 1, you feel pretty good. You can always knock out 15 or 18 of them and kind of give yourself a nice little chunky head start right there. But we do want this to flow well. And I didn't make this the monthly emphasis of telling you to row sub 70. Like, I want you guys to kind of elevate a little bit. You're going to get a lot of time of rest over on the floor with the push-ups and the floor press. And these are not two movements that really exert a lot of energy. So you should be able to get your breathing, for the most part, back under control before you move back to the rower, where you guys can then again elevate really as aggressively as you'd like to. In the next block is where, we'll kind of pace control will come into play here. A 3-minute EMOM. It's just a 1-minute row. So we're back to the rower. If you finished the prior ladder, you've already rowed 150 calories, which again, I think most people probably won't finish. You get really close to finishing. I could be wrong there. But a 1-minute row at sub 70%. We're going to be pretty tired. I don't think this is going to be a scenario where people are really struggling to stay below 70%. This is more about just understanding what that number is for you and actually holding it. So if you choose 50%, like, what is that split time? Do you actually have a number? 60%? Like, do you have a number? 65%? Like, if I row at 155, 500 meter split for a 60%, you know, what is my 65%? Is that 153? Is that 154? Like, how much quicker is that? If I want to get to 70%, is that a 151? I want to know those numbers in my head. Again, the whole point and premise of this entire month. The second block, ground to shoulder. Haven't done these in a minute, where you just got to get the ball up and over your shoulder. An opportunity for you guys, again, to keep moving kind of at that floor pace. I like the higher rep counts here. I like the higher rep counts if that means going slightly lighter on a ball, because again, it matches more of the monthly emphasis and what we're trying to achieve. That doesn't mean you can't go a little bit over expected and just settle for 6 or 7 reps if it's overly taxing on you. So don't be afraid. Either way works fine. And then again, because of this EMOM setup, and it's like every single minute on the minute, you know, it kind of matches the floor or the monthly emphasis regardless. And then the 10 to 20 core choice, you know, you have the entire minute. You should have a little bit of extra time after the ground to shoulder. This is an opportunity to maybe lower the rep count, choose a more progressive skill relative to your ability, and not getting fixated, stuck on using the same. You know, a lot of people just go straight to the floor and just do sit-ups like every single time. Like, I swear there's people I've seen doing sit-ups like a year straight. Like, are we just doing that because it's the easy choice? Are we doing that because we're trying to improve our sit-ups? Are we actually paying attention to how many reps we're choosing every time we choose that option? Like, are you guys peeling the layers back from each one of these minutes and making these decisions from a precise standpoint, or are you just making it off of how we feel in the moment? Like, you know, in this world, we don't really want to pick things based off of how we feel if you're trying to make progress. So either way, good workout. I'm excited for this ladder, to say the least. I'm actually excited for you guys to do decline first and see how that goes.